To our next guest, his goal is to inspire and to change the way others look at people with disabilities. Take a look.
So this is the first time I am taking my glove off in front of people, social media people. That's really hard for me to do. You know, I teach people about overcoming limitations, but this is one of those limitations that I've swept under the rug for myself, and I've hidden from everyone else and myself, and I can't anymore. I really can't.
That viral video was made nearly 4 years ago when Chris Ruden decided to show his hand for the first time.
Yeah, but despite his congenital birth defect and type 1 diabetes, he's a powerlifter, bodybuilder, motivational speaker, season 1 Titan Game contestant, and now he's adding author to the resume. He's written his first book, and it's called The Upper Hand, leveraging limitations to turn adversity into advantage, and he is here with us now. Chris Ruden, my man, good to see you. Thank you for being here. We heard in that video, you said you hid it from people, but you were also hiding it from yourself. What do you mean by that?
I hated the way I looked. I hated looking different, and honestly, I refused to look in reflections or mirrors because I thought I was a monster, you know? Imagine being a kid growing up knowing that synonyms for disability are like weak, broken, useless, helpless, less than. My entire life, I felt like I had a glass ceiling on who I could become. And it took me 17 plus years to stop hiding, not only from everyone else, but from myself.
Wow. I mean, that vulnerability, I think you know now, is powerful, actually, and brave and beyond inspiring. And your new book getting a lot of attention, People magazine featuring you. Why did you decide to write this book now?
This is the book I needed to read when I was growing up. I vow to be the person I never had growing up, and this book takes the whole communication is key thing, and it talks about the first step, which is self-communication. We can't expect to communicate with others better until we can communicate with ourselves better.
And it is Mental Health Awareness Month. We've been talking on several segments about taking care of yourself, taking care of having good mental health. Sometimes we beat ourselves up if we're not happy all the time, if we're not upbeat, if we're down. We almost get on ourselves for being down. But you focus on this key of, like, it's happiness all the time is not really an attainable goal.
Absolutely. Perfectionism is self-sabotage. You know, I'm not a positivity hippie where the building is burning and I'm like chanting positive affirmations. I get out, you know, that's not me. You know, I'm more of a realist in the sense of, hey, the story we keep telling ourselves is either hurting us or helping us. And at the end of the day, we're the director and the narrator. So why don't we start shifting that perspective? You know, when you get a flat tire, you don't set the car on fire, you know, you just change the tire. So for me, I don't want to make my story worse. And I did that for so long. For so long, I looked at myself and said, you know, like, this is who I will be, instead of this is just a part of me, you know? And I want to make sure that people understand. I talk about in my book all the time, how not to self-sabotage with things that have happened to you and focus on what you can do with where you are right now, regardless of your circumstance.
I love it. Yeah, that voice in your head is not always your friend. Chris, what's the one takeaway you want people to leave with after they read your book?
I really want people to focus on what they can control. You know, I grew up being told I was different. I was made fun of by my middle school crush. You know, I remember approaching her and she's the prettiest girl in school. And I finally worked up the courage to ask her out. And I turn around and she's making fun of my disability with a stapler, calling me Clawboy. For 17 years after that, I hid my disability, and it wasn't because of what she did. It wasn't because of my disability. It was because of the story I told myself. So I want to teach people and help people to tell themselves better stories that put themselves in a position to get the upper hand. And yes, I love making dad jokes about it because I am past that feeling of hurt, which is incredible. But the upper hand is not about manipulating anyone else. It's about getting the upper hand over yourself. And once you do that, life becomes a lot more enjoyable.
That is beautiful. Chris, thank you so very much. And we want to let everyone know you can purchase a copy of The Upper Hand, Leveraging Limitations to Turn Adversity into Advantage on Amazon. Have a wonderful day, Chris, and thank you for making ours better.
Thank you both so much. I appreciate it.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.